What's going on, guys? It's Legend, and today I'm back with another Minecraft Historicraft video. So today, I have been planning, since I do not have much gold, I'm going to make a gold farm. It's going to be a pretty short video, because most of it's going to be jumping around, but since I already have another big project I'm spending a lot of time on, I'm going to be making a gold farm. I have tons of obsidian from an accidental thing I did, so I have around 3.5... No, not 3.5. I have around 28 stacks of obsidian, I believe, and like 10 flint and steel. So I'm just gonna create out. I looked into a creative world and I built a model of this that I'm going to copy. It's I believe what it is it's going to be 26 blocks high or so, because that's how high the highest portal you can make is, and it's going to be 23 blocks wide, because I believe the widest portal you can make is 21 blocks wide. So I'm going to quarry out this entire area, and, excuse me, I will be right back with a bunch of update videos as I go down via many layers. Be right back. Hello guys, I'm back, and I have finally finished quarrying out basically the entire area that I'm going to be using. As you can see now, I'm just going to be ripping out these middle 2 layers, and then I will be ready to put in the nether portals. So, yeah, I apologize for possibly the early or late upload of this, whenever you see it, because, of course, it takes a very long time for me to quarry out this massive area, along with the various other massive projects I have that also require quarrying out large areas. It takes a very long time. This has taken me, I think, almost 4 or 5 hours, but, it's all fine and dandy, because it'll all be worth it, because I'll get infinite gold! But, yeah, as you can see, I have, a bunch of diamond deficiency 5 silk touch picks, so yeah, I have, and they're all on breaking 3, so I can just rip through land like this, and then I as well have a bunch of other picks that are basically the same thing but not silk touch. I just use those less because I use silk touch stone more often. And yeah, so I'm just going, also, wait, no, before I jump cut or something, I want to just have a little real talk, asking, like, what do you guys think of this sort of layout and scheduling and stuff on my channel? I mean, like, I know I personally don't mind the whole schedule thing of, like, upload a video on roughly Saturdays or so every day, or, well, every Saturday or so, and then that's the only upload for the week, and then I switch on and off between multiplayer stuff and single, and, well, still multiplayer, but survival stuff. And yeah, I've noticed the video, you guys have been liking the, you've been liking the multiplayer stuff, like minigames and things like that, a lot more than the series. So what do you guys think? Do you want multiplayer stuff more often than the series? Because I know I don't mind doing the series, but I always find that if I'm going to do this, I gotta do it to the best that I can. And if I'm not going to do that, then the episodes are going to seem pretty boring. Like, I know the last survival episode didn't get very many views because it was pretty boring. I was just kind of sitting there doing pretty lame build, which, I don't know, I'll probably do the rest of that village thing off camera. And, yeah, so I'm just picking all this stuff up, and then, that sort of thing. So I would love to have, put up more multiplayer stuff like survival games and mini games and stuff like that. Except I do run into, of course, the problem of there are other real people who have real-life problems and stuff, like, you know, I don't know, like, I know one of them I wanted to record and do stuff this weekend, but I could not, just simply because some people go on vacation, stuff like that. You know, it's a long weekend. What can you expect? Let's see, what block did I get that on? It was that block. Yeah. Also, totally random topic. Who thinks it's totally unfair for British people that they have an awesome accent? I know this is totally unrelated for everyone, but I think it's totally unfair that people have a British accent, because everyone I watch that I find this video is amazing have British accents. I just realized that. Like, I listen to Mumbo Jumbo. He's got a Britishish accent. I listen to Azuma, or Azuma Void. He's got a British accent. All of them are Hermitcraft people, but all of them, British accents. It's not fair. So I know I listen to a bunch of other people as well, but they have British accents, and it's totally unfair, and I don't really care if any of these wall torches are off alignment, because I will be ripping a lot of stuff out. But, yeah. I only have this one layer left in yet. Now you can see what it's like, so, of course, this did take a very long time, but this is a massive space. Like, when you think about it, people on, like, other worlds where they decide to build stuff in the sky, that's great and all, but the problem is that everyone can see that from places around there. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to quarry out this massive area. I'm going to fill it with nether portals, and then what I'm going to do with after that is I'm going to set up a thing at the bottom so that way all of the zombie pigmen flow into water. Sorry. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have the bottom of the nether portal, and then there is going to be, I'm going to jump down here. The bottom of the nether portal is going to be here. This level, and then I'm going to have these two levels of various, it's going to be like water and stuff like that, so that way the zombie pigmen will freely jump off because the mob AI has been increased since I think 1.5 or something is when they updated it. So the mob AI is a lot better, so that way they'll actually step off that, but won't generally jump off anything higher unless they're aggroed on you. So, and then I'll have water flowing down towards one center block where they will fall down onto a pressure plate I will then have a piston activated that will crush and suffocate them. Because this is down at level, I believe level 18, as you can see, yeah, up there, level 18. I don't physically have enough space to do a mob drop. I would be, let's see, I'd be 6 blocks out at the bottom of the world. So, yeah, not enough to do a mob dropper, but, yeah. Okay, so this is cool. I apologize if I'm not too entertaining during this, because of course I'm just kind of mining out land and stuff like that. But, yes. Also, I put in a second beacon over... Let me think. Put a second beacon over that way that, I don't know if I've talked about in the video that I posted yet. So, yeah, I set up another 4 beacon over there that, of course, has speed 2, haste 2, jump boost 2, regeneration 1, and resistance 1, because, of course, those are my necessities. And also, yeah, that's about it. So, once I finish up this one layer, then I will go up and I'll grab some obsidian, and then we'll be ready to set up the nether portal. I've also noticed that even though quarrying out a large area like this looks fairly easy if you're looking down at it from like the top, when you're actually doing it, it's like, even though it seems like mining blocks like this is really fast, this is super inefficient comparative to like all the other layers of mining I've been doing. Just the reason I have to put in layers like this is so that way I can physically reach these blocks, because otherwise I would not be able to, because I would have to mine it from the top down, which I generally don't like to do. I mine from the middle up and down, which is not super efficient, but I do it like that because otherwise I find that I mess up stuff too often. And now all I gotta do is... Actually, should I leave? I'll leave the support wall thing here for now, and then I'll replace it with ladders or something. And yeah, I'm gonna go pick up all this stone and stuff and empty out my inventory and get all the obsidian together, as well as probably get a flint and steel out, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back, and yeah, okay, I have all this obsidian, as you can see. I have tons more. I have about twice as much obsidian, because I was actually quarrying out a lava lake thing, because I was originally going to be quarrying out a massive area all the way from where I had my beacon from the top of the world to the bottom, just quarry out a massive thing and put like a glass dome over it. But I decided to not do that simply because, I don't know, I ended up running into doing other stuff. But as I did that, I realized, okay, there's a tiny little lava pool next to this. I should go and, wow, there's zombies really close by somewhere. Oh, they're down there. There's a cave right under me that I sealed off. Ooh, more obsidian. Oh, I'm so stupid. I'm stupid. I'm sorry. I will mine this back up. But yeah, there's a cave down there that I forgot about. I was actually going to quarry out a massive area from the bottom to the top of the world, but of course, I ended up not doing that. Because I just didn't. So the thing is that I ended up noticing, oh, there's a little lava lake. I'm just going to plug that lava lake up a little bit. Like, quarry that out, because it looks like a tiny little lava lake, and then I'm just going to get on to quarrying out this massive area. And then I go and I just like, okay, not too far. I go in after like 7 hours later of me going and turning the lava into obsidian with a water bucket, and then going and turning that, and then mining that all up with my haste 2 and efficiency pickaxe. I went through an entire diamond pickaxe. That ended up happening, which I ended up getting. So now I have tons of obsidian, and I still haven't finished mining out that one lava string. It's really weird, but yeah. Also, am I the only one that's ever thought, like, whenever you're mining something with your pickaxe, that it should take more durability for the more sturdy the item is? Like, you know how when you're mining at obsidian, it only takes 1 durability, because but it takes so long that you'd assume it would take more. But whatever, that's just my personal opinion. I think that should happen in hardcore, make everything more difficult, like the more intense the block is, like the more durability it takes. Like say any piece of stone takes like 1 durability, but a piece of like dirt or gravel or something takes 2, or like any ore would take 2 durability. But and also like obsidian would be something that would take like 5 durability, because yeah. But I also do get when people say like that would make any sort of like obsidian farming way too difficult and stuff like that, and we just rip through pickaxes, and I get it. I just realized I'm so stupid. I have to do this anyway because I don't have anything like that. Also, as you probably none of you have noticed, there was because you know how this server of course is in the snapshot, so there's a bunch of blocks like slime blocks and stuff like that that are in this game currently that are not released publicly because they're in the snapshot. Well, they're released publicly, but they're not the official version of Minecraft. So of course I found a bug, sort of, in the game that said like, okay, because when I was playing around, I noticed that my Ender DocM's design wasn't working. Like oh, let me throw that out. DocM's Ender design, or Enderbender, or whatever it's called, design was no longer working because that requires pressure plates, and since what happened was, for some reason, mobs will now rarely, if ever, spawn inside a transparent block, aka if I have, say, string on the ground, or a pressure plate, or carpet, or something like that on the ground, or like a tripwire, something like that, on the ground, then it will stop Enderman or anything else from spawning in that one block, which is okay for thinking about, like, oh, that's the same sort of thing as half slabs. The problem is that any mob farm that now, or used to require mobs to spawn on a block like a pressure plate, so that way then it could send a redstone signal out to then push a piston that would then push the mob off the block. The problem is that that kind of broke that system, so now a bunch of wither skeleton farms and skeleton farms and all sorts of monster farms and all sorts of anything farms have been broken from stuff like that. So, and then I posted a bug about it that was very incorrectly worded, but I was like one of the first people to post about it, because this was in, I believe, 14W7B or something. I posted it, and it's still there and still an issue. But the thing is that when I posted it on the bug forum, there was lots of debate about it for, I think, almost like 4 or 5 months now. There has been a fair amount of debate about it, and then finally one of the Mojanksters, I don't remember his name exactly, after a bunch of moderators had debated over like what was going to be the outcome on this thing and stuff, one of the Mojanksters came along and just marked it as resolved, and then they put the status as will not be fixed. So the thing is that even though, yes, that is an option, the problem is that that doesn't actually work, because now there's all these fancy farms set up that don't work anymore, that don't do anything, that require every single farm to be switched over to a tripwire and string hook farm, which still works and still works pretty much efficiently, but is very different. And also, according to it, mob stats and like mob spawning in general has been slowed down, according to some of the moderators on the bug forum page, that if you look at any mob farm, the majority of spawns have been dropped by almost half, which is insane. I believe that has been fixed in the recent snapshots, however, I'm not 100% sure. And also, recently, since this server is hosted by MC Pro Hosting, thank you MC Pro Hosting, it's on the second tier of plan, I believe, what happens is you can choose either to be on the current version of Minecraft, like selected from a list, previous versions of Minecraft, or the snapshot. The thing is that I didn't realize that when you go to the snapshot, you can't go back, because recently they recoded the way that the game identifies blocks and stuff like that. So here, if you see I hit F3, when I hover over a block in the top right corner here, it says block, Minecraft, obsidian, and model cube _ normal. Also, if I look into my inventory and I hover over a certain item, like it says Minecraft :obsidian next to it, because that's now the official game ID tag for Obsidian, instead of whatchamacallit, what the previous one was, which was, I believe, if I hover, yeah, 49. So that means whenever if I were to take a world like this and bring it back into a previous version of the game, aka 1.7.9, what it would do is it would delete the item, because what the game is looking for ID 49. But the problem is that this is technically Minecraft : Obsidian. So anytime it goes to check for any of the items, it is now mislabeled and miswritten as a just syntax error, which is then just removed. So the thing is that any item you have anywhere in your game can be forward updated, but not back, which is kind of annoying, but whatever, I can deal with it. Wait, let's see, how many blocks tall is this? Let's go. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So it's just this block that I have to come up to. Okay. I don't know why I left these like 4 or 5 blocks at the top, but I did. Okay. So yeah, that was an interesting bug in Minecraft, or it's not even listed as in anything, it's just there. That has not been fixed and was listed as won't be fixed, which really confused me, but whatever. I have to deal with it, I guess, because it's not like I can make a difference with that. So, yeah. I'm running out of things to say. Also, wait. Yeah. Also, what do you guys... I'm just going to talk about every interesting topic I can think about. There have been rumors about YouTube attempting to buy Twitch. What's your guys' opinion on that? Like, I know personally, I think that would make it very different. There are very obviously ups and downs, pluses and minuses, I mean, to YouTube buying Twitch, possibly, because there haven't been any confirmations yet whether or not that's even a possibility or if that's true or anything. It's just been told about that there's a possibility that could happen. That there's a rumor. So the thing is that people have really been wondering what would that mean for the live streaming community and what would that mean for YouTube? Because right now the way it's set up is that Twitch is its own separate thing and YouTube is its own separate thing. And would that mean that YouTube would integrate all of Twitch's features into YouTube live streaming and it would just make it one massive site sort of thing where Twitch is just a link off of YouTube and you can link the two accounts together and like by subscribing to one you aid the other one, and then when you want to stream from your YouTube account you can stream from your Twitch/YouTube account and it's like one thing together. And also that would mean that Twitch would get a ton more funding and stuff like that because of course it's not being funded by YouTube, which is being funded by Google. So that could mean a bajillion pluses, but that could also make a bunch of minuses as well, meaning they implement a lot of YouTube's live streaming features into Twitch, which would make it a lot worse, meaning like you'd have to schedule a live stream instead of just doing it whenever you want, which would kill a lot of small channels that don't necessarily do live streaming, say like every afternoon at 6 or like every weekday at 4:30 or something like that. Would kill all channels that didn't do something like that and just did it sort of randomly whenever they felt like, myself included, which would kind of suck for the up-and-coming live streaming community. But if YouTube kind of decides to, say they bought them, and YouTube decided to YouTube decided to, I don't know, like, leave Twitch as its own thing, but just kind of integrate a bit of Google Plus, like, advertising and a bit of YouTube advertising and stuff like that in it, so that way it's still YouTube-like, but a lot more like Twitch. Or if they even made it better, like implementing some of the parts of the YouTube live streaming, like how you can pause and rewind, that ability would make it so much greater as well. So there's a bunch of pluses there that you can see, but there's also, a bunch of other minuses, meaning if YouTube continues their current way that they, like, where Google took over YouTube in a way, does that mean they'll mash in a bunch of stuff that we didn't like? They'll say, I don't know, do something like do a forced censoring or something of the Twitch chat box, because I know there's a lot of live streams that automatically say, like, this is a PG chat, we want you to stay PG, but there's also a lot of live streams that don't really care for that kind of thing and would prefer to have a non-PG chat and want suggestions and stuff like that that wouldn't want to be personally censored by YouTube or like a choice. So I know that's just a little bit of brain food for people to think about. And yeah. Oh, sweet, I put it on the right level, because otherwise I was going to be so annoyed. Yes. Cool. So I'll just kind of place this stuff randomly up here. Wow, man, this eats through obsidian. I mean, like, of course I have tons of obsidian left, so it's no problem. But, like, man, wow. Okay, so, yeah. Otherwise, I don't know. There's nothing else really new with me. I have just all my regular social media stuff, doing nothing much. Haven't live streamed since the last time I talked about it. Worked a little bit more on some creative builds and stuff like that. I now do have a modded client that I can use World Edit and various things like that on, so of course I'm planning on trying to build a map of sorts, but of course it's very difficult because it takes a lot of skill and I'm not necessarily the greatest at that. I kind of go through surges of skill, like I'll kind of have like a build phase of like, I'll spend like an hour and a half building and it'll be like great stuff, and then I'll spend like 4 hours trying to build and all of it will be like super lame. So I have like phases of good and bad building, but otherwise, yeah. So this is cool. Also, if anyone's wondering exactly why I am really building this gold farm, it's just because I can say, just because I can, and also because I have 3 stacks of 3 stacks of apples, and I want to have a stack of notch apples just to laugh at someone and say, ha, I have a stack of notch apples. So this could be a really good AFK farm for getting gold, as well as there are some shops in town, on Minecraft of course, that you can give in a few bars of gold and you can get stuff like potions, and having this would make it very easy as well. If anyone else on the server say this would make it really more efficient to get beacons, along with my current iron golem farm, stuff like that. Also, in general, gold looks pretty good for building. And if anyone's wondering why I'm taking like no damage, of course it's because of the resistance, and because of the full protection armor, and because of the feather falling fall. So, yes. Awesome. So, yeah. I have no idea how long this episode's been running. I could check the recording I'll check the recording at the next cut, but let me check actually if this lights the portal. No! I'm gonna figure out why that's not working, and I'll be right back. I'm so stupid. Oh, I'm so stupid. I was sitting there in, like, Creative World, I was testing it out, I was, like, chilling everywhere, I was, like, testing it in Creative World, I was testing it out over here, I was like, why on earth is it not activating? I rebuild the portal, like, 10 times in various Creative Worlds, and, like, 1.7, and, like, Snapshot, and I was like, why on earth is this not working? Come back, look at it. Is that torch in the way? Come up, there's one torch sitting on here on that side of one of these blocks. That one torch stopping the portal. Thanks, Minecraft. To be fair, it wasn't supposed to do anything different, but darn it. Okay. So, I'm just gonna cut because I don't think I have anything else important to talk about, so I'm just gonna cut till I have these portals finished, and then I can start up all the redstone and stuff that I'm gonna do to finish up this project. I'll be right back. Hey guys, I'm back. Okay, I finished this up, and I got all the materials I got for the killing machine, and yeah, so we are going to finish this thing off, finally, once and for all. So that's going to be the way I'm going to be getting up and down this thing, but otherwise, on to actually lighting off the nether portals. Okay. Boom, boom, pew, chow. This feels so cool. Just like, so. And what's up? Oh my gosh, this physically is lagging my machine by like a few FPS. Yeah, this is dropping me like 4 or 5 FPS, which is kind of saying something, considering right now while recording, I know for us, I'm only at 41 FPS and stuff, but, yeah, this is dropping me by like 5 or 6 FPS with a little bit of screen tear, but, man, this is going to be good overall. Oh my gosh. It's a little bit laggy, but I don't have to be here. This is just because they are, GIF or GIF images, and that requires a little bit more processing power. Also because it's running all the pictures and images, I mean, and stuff like that, which is not the best either. So yeah, I'm just going to put in these lamps, glowstone blocks, things, you know what I'm talking about. This glowstone, and, yeah. And then here in the center, I'm going to have my mob crusher. Now you may be thinking, like, what are you doing for the mob crusher? Well, of course you can probably tell from what I have in my inventory. I'm going to have out my sword instead of a bow, because that's a better tool for fighting zombie pigmen, if I happen to fight them accidentally. Which I most likely will end up doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. That will flow exactly that far. If I get a bucket of water right here. I hate going through water. Let me put that right there. And then, line like that. Yes, okay. So, yeah, what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be setting up various lines of pressure plates. I'm going to edit this probably off camera to make it a lot more efficient, so that way I don't have constant stuff like, I am out. But what I'm going to do basically here is I'm going to make it so that way. Because otherwise, if I can make this flow infinitely down, then the problem is that, well, it doesn't work, essentially. So I have to spread it up so that way it does work. So what I'm going to do here is, break that, as usual. And, my gosh, I am running out of pressure plates. This is interesting. Place that, and place that! Yay! And then I believe I have to do this in the corners, so that way the water does not spread infinitely accidentally. And, then yes, then all I have to do is dig, no. Sorry, Minecraft parody reference. And then I can take that, and I can place that, and I can take that, and I can place that, and now I have an infinite water source. Place and Blake, and Blake, yes! So, yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode so far, and I'm probably going to be ending it off soon. But, yeah, so now I'm going to have an infinite gold farm. Because how this works is, what the mobs do is, the reason that these portals have to be so massive is because the more portal blocks you have, the more chance the zombie pigmen have of spawning, so hence the higher spawn rates there will be, or that's basically the very simple way of stating it. So the thing is that if there's tons of portal blocks, even up there, it will affect the zombie pigmen spawn rates, and then the zombie pigmen will just spawn down there, which makes it super efficient for a gold farm, hence why the bigger the portal, the faster you will get zombie pigmen to spawn, and hence the more the faster you will get gold. And stuff like that. Well, the more gold nuggets you'll get, hence the more gold you get. Which is good. Now you see, there's basically now a bajillion zombie I'm gonna go figure out why is there water down there? There shouldn't be water down there. I'm gonna figure out what I'm doing wrong, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I have figured it out. I just had a simple water block placed forward by a block. And yes, now I have all of this stuff ordered correctly, and now I just have a bunch of zombie pigmen down here, which I will deal with at some point. But, gosh, I hate traveling through water. It's so slow. But yeah, now I just need to, I believe I can, let me move that up. I believe I can move, no, oh my gosh, stop doing that. Please, thank you. I can move these blocks in, and then I believe, I'm afraid, because if I mess up one block of this, then the whole thing's broken. Yeah, that works. That works fine and dandy. Let me go through. Oh my gosh, finally. And I believe I can do that. I believe I can break that and make that flow that way. And I just like to do that, so that way zombie pigmen can't just totally AFK here. They have to eventually get pushed around and then eventually try to move, which I believe they do from this setup because water affects. Oh my gosh, you can see there's like that, because of course there's a bunch more mobs that are being viewed in that entity range thing anyway. But I'm seeing like a ton of mobs from that, which is insane. So I do water there, and then move over, move over, move over, move over, move over, which is awesome. So yeah, I'm just gonna do this straight away, how I did it before, I believe. Because I don't remember what the exact design that you're supposed to use is for corners like this, but I'm just going to use the same design that I usually use, where this pushes you there, and then you just have to move a tiny bit, and it will push you along further. So, yes, that is how I generally design corners for Minecraft. And, yeah, okay, I'm just gonna skip to having this whole bottom part. Actually, I'm pretty sure I'm almost done with the water anyway, so I can fill that. I can reach through another entity? I didn't know that. Well, I knew that, but I didn't know that, really. The entities never bothered me anyway, but better... No. Actually, they did. I almost thought I messed that up really bad for a second. Imagine that would suck. At the very end, I break the entire thing. I don't think you even could do that. Actually, you probably could, because Minecraft is very breakable. It's one of the only games that you can majorly mess something up in, and the game AI doesn't try to immediately fix you, which is a good thing and a bad thing. So, yes. Let's see. You can hear the game lagging the audio files because it can't play all the audio files at once. So it's trying so hard. It's amazing. Yeah, there's tons of zombie pigmen down there. And imagine, that's however long I've had this running for. That's how many zombie pigmen you get in that amount of time. Now, think about it. Gold farms are totally worth it, because even though there isn't much to actually do with gold, it's good to have a lot of gold. So otherwise, that is, I'm done. Actually. So yeah, I'm done. Now, oh my gosh, you can see that, you can visibly see frame lag. Okay, I'm gonna move that to over there, and that over there. And then, this is the point where I need to kill them all without touching them. Just gonna be a bit of a I'm gonna go unload, I'm gonna go get out of render distance so that way I can get a bunch of zombie pigmen to go away. And I'll get rid of them, and then I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back for the last time, and finally I finished setting all of this stuff up. I will be further editing the stuff down here so that way I can be better set up. But for now, I can go down here and show you that I have this set up, and foolish chicken. Just become your demise, chicken. But, I will be editing this so that way it works better in the future. But, for now, I have it set up pretty good. I'm going to be adding in more hoppers around here so it picks up more items later. However, right now it works fine. Having the zombie pigmen basically spawn up above, water pushes them into the center. Then what they do is they fall down onto this stone pressure plate, which will activate and send out a redstone signal if there's a mob on it. However, it will not activate if there is just items on it, so that means it can have the zombie pigmen drop in from up there, and as you can see, this piston extends and suffocates them alive. And then it will slowly be collecting me gold nuggets and rotten flesh, which I will be dumping out. Okay, so that is all we're going to be doing this episode. I would like to thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.